So I'm working on the 280 SE that I got. That's the deceased estate one lady owner, and one of my subscribers, Phil, offered to fix the grille for me. It had a couple little dents in the center point of the grille and the little vertical chrome piece or that trim. So I've taken the grille off the car, and then I'm going to drop it off to Phil tomorrow. I also need to get a hood lining for it as well, but I've removed the grille, as you can see. The only thing I would say is there's two nuts that are located sort of here and also here. And unlike the others, they're kind of, you've got to get to them through putting a socket through that hole. Problem is, it's a bloody stupid design. In fact, if Colonel Clink was here, I know what he'd say.
I will throw them in the cooler for life, even after the war.
But what happens is you take the nut out and then it falls and it gets trapped inside the boot, inside the bonnet. So I'm going to try and get a magnet and see if I can sort of move the nut along. But it's somewhere in here, like, hear that? Both nuts are in there. Bloody stupid design. In fact, I can see one right there. Now I wonder, actually that's a good point, one's there. So I can get the magnet and I'll bring it across. I should be able to get it out, but it's just a stupid design, you know. It should have been more open, even if this was open here. So at least the thing fell down. Then you'd probably start trying to find it in the engine bay, but it's just not a good design. It's not well thought out. I've got to get a new, as I said, hood lining, like hood insulation for it as well. But yeah, it's a really cool car. I love this car. It's really terrific. The quality is just so good, as I think I alluded to the other day. You know, just beautiful quality, that. Gorgeous. Very comfortable, you know, really nice condition, no cracks in the dash, great door trims, the whole thing is just, you know, same with the back. Okay, I didn't push it hard enough. You know, really nice quality. Anyway, so we're going to drop the grille. It does rhyme. We're going to drop the grille to Phil tomorrow, and he'll sort this out. Hopefully, as much as possible. I guess he must take this off and then sort of carefully beat it out and then sand it. So he'll explain it, I guess, when we go and see him. So just catching up with Phil today, and we just went for a bit of a spin in his one of his new acquisitions, which is a beautiful Behr GTP in Phantom, which was probably one of the best colour schemes you could get in the old in the BA Series 1 cars. But anyway, Phil's going to fix that Mercedes-Benz grille up for me, and I'm confident he'll do a terrific job, so we'll check that out once he's finished. And I think he's also going to do a video of the process that he goes through to repair the grille.
So here I have this Mercedes grille from Mark, and I'm going to have a shot at tidying it up. You'll notice it's also got a bit of a bow where someone's probably pulled it up when they've opened the bonnet of the car. Anyway, I'm going to have a go at trying to fix up this centre bar. We'll see how we go. Now, because it's flattened, it won't actually slide off so easily, so I've just got to try to make it a bit narrower where it should be, and hopefully I can knock this off. But we'll see how we go. So, I've got to try to slide this off, and because it's so flat, it's probably struggling to get past some of the bars, but I'll work it out. Just got to sort of reshape it a bit while I'm sliding it, and see if we can get it to come off easily. I don't want to force it, you just got to take your time with this stuff. But even now it doesn't look as flat. So now I've got most of it past the bad bit. I should be able to just almost pull this thing off, and there it is. there is our piece, which doesn't look too good at the moment, but we'll see what we can do with it. Well, that's some improvement so far. It's a little bit more in shape. Quite a bit more to go, but at least I'm getting to the point where it's starting to see its shape again. But we'll see how we go. Not sure if the video quality is good enough, but as you can see now, it's sort of back in shape. And now what I do is, after having sort of tapped it out, I file it, so it will look worse before it looks better. But let's just see how we go. This gets all the high spots off, and also I can get more of a straight line finish of it, and hopefully when I sand it and polish it, a lot of the lumps and bumps will be not visible, or not as visible, let's say that. So just continue to do this for a few minutes and we'll see how it starts to look. So as you can see, it's kind of back in shape now, and apart from needing a little bit more sort of filing in the front just to sort of flatten out some of the low spots, it's actually pretty close. So we'll just keep going. So now it's just a matter of giving it a bit of sanding with some light sanding with a 400 grit paper, just wet and dry, and that takes all the sort of scrub marks from the filing off, and we get to see whether it's looking like it's got any high or low spots, and just, you know, a bit of a file and a rub, and just continue to do this for a few minutes. As you can see, that's already starting to come up quite good, and once it's polished, although it won't be, you know, the same finish, unfortunately, it'll still be at least quite a bit tidier than it was. So this is it after giving it a bit of a sand with 400 grit. I'll do some 2.5 on it just to tidy it up a bit more. There's a couple of slight lumps in it, but once it's polished up, I think it won't look too bad. But at least it looks somewhat better than it did before, and once it's on the grill and part of a larger area, you'll probably not notice any of the imperfections that much anyway. Still better than it was. So now I'm at the point where I'm just giving it a little bit of a polish with some metal polish. There's a couple of little hairline marks still from filing in it, which I might try to clean up, but apart from that, it's kind of coming up all right. So just showing you how I'm giving it a bit of polish. I could put it on a buffing machine, but I'm a bit worried about catching the metal and actually bending it, so better just to be patient and just do it by hand. But just take my time, and it's amazing how quickly it actually comes up nice and shiny. It's not perfect, but certainly better than what it looked like before. Yeah.
So Phil's repaired the grill, so I'm going to pick that up, which is pretty cool. So thanks a lot for that, Phil. I also ordered the original owner's handbook for the car, so I'll go through that, and just so I understand all the functions and all what the buttons do. It's always good, always buy this sort of stuff with my cars. One, because I just like it to be part of the whole experience of, I guess, owning the car, but also I like to read up and just learn as much as I can about the cars as possible. So just on our way to see Phil, to pick up the grill for the Mercedes-Benz 280 SE. Based on what I've seen so far, the photos and the other images, he's done a terrific job. So I'm really looking forward to getting it back. Okay, so I'm with Phil now at a undisclosed location and picking up the grill, and he's done an absolutely fantastic job. Now, I'd love to show you, Phil, but it's a bit like that old ad.
This man is a dentist, so we can't show you his face.
But Phil, just want to say thank you very, very much.
Not a problem.
Really, you've done a tremendous job. Like, as you guys can see from the earlier footage that Phil took as he was repairing this grill, the way this thing started off, it looked like a train or a bus had run over it and it was all flattened out. I don't know, Phil, do you want to add any commentary around the job?
It's just a matter of patience and tapping it out, filing it, and then cleaning it up. You actually had one of these bars that also had been hit.
Yes.
And it was bent that way, and I sort of straightened it up, but I didn't polish this one. I just left it because a few of them have got marks anyway.
Yeah.
But look, at the end of the day,
it's 40 years old, isn't it? So
but the whole thing is about just trying to get the right curve back into it.
Oh, it looks
and
terrific.
It's come up all right.
I think by the time I put the badge back on, I bought a replacement stand-up emblem. You also fixed the top header too, didn't you?
It was a little bit bent. It's still got a little bit of a bow in it, but it's not as bad. Someone must have pulled it up to lift up the bonnet.
Yeah. But that's terrific. So just thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Lovely.
Now, while I'm here as well, I just went for a run in. Phil's got an absolutely beautiful 1979 351 FC LTD. And I've said to him, I'd like to feature this car on my channel down the track. So once my FC's in a position where it's drivable and starting to, I guess, undertake that restoration process, then we'll do a video on Phil's car as well. But it's an absolutely gorgeous car and drives beautifully. It's how many Ks are on it, Phil? 138,000 Ks, which is absolutely nothing for one of these. And I'll just show you around the back of it. And that's the back of the car. Don't you love those tail lights? It's just in such nice condition. You just do not see these cars in this sort of condition these days. One of the things I love about the FC, and I think also on the Fairmont gears, that was also on those as well. I think, Phil, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but these rear headrests with the speakers in them, I thought that was such a nice looking feature. Was that on the Fairmont gear too? Or?
No, it was only on the ESPs, I think.
Oh, the ESPs, okay,
The Fairmonts.
Yeah, so special edition cars. And because the Fairlanes didn't even have it as well. I don't know whether you could order it or whatever, but that was...
Only LTDs and...
Yeah, it's a lovely feature, very stylised, isn't it? Yeah. And then check out the interior. Beautiful. And really nice. And these have tremendous leg room, very space efficient really for that era. And the fact that it's came out in 1979, it was a very advanced car for its time, I think. Mechanically, yes, it had the leaf spring on the rear end. Having said that, very rugged suspension, very durable and quite good handling as well. But, it was a really good package, and that instrumentation, nice, clean, I think inspired by, BMW, probably some of the switch gear by Volvo. If you look at the original XD launch ad and the ICE block, they thanked BMW, Porsche, Mercedes-Benz, Audi for some of the inspiration. So there you are. So thanks again, Phil. Really appreciate all the effort you went to fix that grille for me, and I think the car's going to look a lot better. So now I'm on my way home, and I'll fit the grille and see what the finished product looks like. But thanks again, Phil. Really appreciate it. All your efforts. Thanks. Okay, I'm going to refit the grille after Phil's done the repair. So, got a bit of a menagerie going on here. Got the Buick Skylark and the Bentley and this Mercedes 280 SE. And just going to put the grille in, and I'm sure it'll look much improved. Okay, using the Bentley's bonnet as a workbench. I know. First, I'm going to just put this little medallion in. So we'll fit that first. Okay, so that's the emblem refitted. Next, I'm going to put the stand-up hood ornament. I bought one of those. It came from like Hong Kong or China, but it looks like a very nicely made, if not original, emblem. So we'll see how that fits. So nothing straightforward. I noticed that the size of this here on the replacement is quite a bit smaller than this one. So I feel I need to take this apart and put, I guess, the gizzards and the emblem inside this other housing. That's the plan. Now, I noticed there's a, oh yeah, that's a separate piece of metal. That's like the lock for the spring, if you like, which is not present on this other piece. So that may be challenging, but we'll work it out. So the big heavy spring in here first, then the smaller spring in the bottom. So that's the big spring there. Then that's the smaller spring there. As it rolls on the floor. And obviously the long hook end is at the bottom. Okay. Okay, I finally got the emblem on. I had to use parts from two different emblems, the new one and the old one, and you got to pull springs out and then you got to retension them, and oh my God, it's a bit of a pain. I guess if you work on them all the time, you might say it's easy as, but no, it was definitely a pain. And also the replacement, the surround at the base was smaller than the original. That's why I had to break down the new one and then use parts of the old one to make it fit properly, because I didn't want this sort of ring around the top of the grill or the radiator without the chrome piece sort of covering that up completely like the original. So anyway, it's done now. A lot of mucking around, and I had to use some left of field components to make the whole thing sort of work. But anyway, it's fixed, and hopefully that's sort of the last I've got to deal with it. So I've just got to put it back on the car. Just noticed I've got a personalised radiator here. Check that out. These last two bolts, which are the ones that fell inside the bonnet last night to get the magnets to get it out, I put some tape here on the socket so they can't slip off, or they won't slip off, or hopefully they won't. So I put one in. So far so good. I'm just putting the last one in now. Okay, that worked. So yeah, job done. Okay, job done. Really happy with that. Looks terrific. It's got its rightful three-pointed star, which is air, land and sea. That's what it stands for. And thanks again to Phil for all your help, and I really appreciate it. And I think the car's got that nice finishing touch on it now. So yeah, thanks very much. Appreciate your help. Well, I hope you enjoyed that episode on the Mercedes-Benz 280 SE, and also a little bit of a sneak peek of Phil's FPV BA1 GTP in the best colour, I reckon, Phantom with the orange stripes, and also his FC LTD 351, that's a 79 model, same year as my blue one that's being fixed up at the moment. And you'll see more of both cars in the future, so make sure you give them a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on a future episode. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.